All right, then let's begin today. We will be talking with Mr. Dhruv Khanna about the future of farming in India. Mr. Dhruv Khanna is the co-founder of Triton Foodworks. He is also a member of the founding team of the United Nations Green Tech Startup Hub, an initiative by the UN Environment Programme, and he is an advisor to the steering committee of BRICS CCI Young Leaders. Now, if you're wondering what Triton Foodworks is, the company is a pioneer of hydroponic farming in India. Triton Foodworks builds and operates ecosystems that enable it to grow non-GMO and pesticide-free food using 95% less water and 300 times less land when compared to conventional farming. Mr. Dhruv Khanna, welcome to the Black Book Thought Leader Speaker Series.
So I was back in 2014 when I was in Singapore. My very good childhood friend Ullas, we know each other since our high school. We were just catching up on a call. We were just discussing this on a call, and he was so shocked that there's no way to farm in a clean way. Farming is so dirty, and we started researching, and we came to know about all the issues in farming. We both of us do not have any background in agriculture as such. So we while doing this research, we actually came to know about hydroponics. We started doing some research. I was in the US. Ullas was in India. I started visiting a few farms. When I came back to Singapore, I also started spending at least an hour every day at a farm in Singapore. And I saw the technology. I saw the benefits of this technology, and we thought we'll just jump into this. So I came to India, and then we just kickstarted this. Hydroponics is the science of growing crops without soil. What we do here is we are replacing soil with different things, like there's one media is coco peat, the other media is oyster cubes, rock wool cubes, different methods. And essentially we're using nutrient-rich water, which directly goes to the roots of the plants. Apart from this, we are doing this inside indoor vertical farms or greenhouses where we're able to control the temperature, humidity, and a lot of other factors like dissolved oxygen, water. There are hundreds of different measures that we keep in place, like humidity, temperature, pH, EC of water, dissolved oxygen, carbon dioxide levels. So we're able to actually give the plant exactly what it needs, including the light levels. There were no benchmarks, so we were just on our own. So there was no standard. So this was definitely one challenge, having no benchmarks. The other was that we were probably the very few initial people who started hydroponics here in India. So people were not aware about this. They were not educated about hydroponics, so few people refuse. They refuse to believe that something can be grown. They refuse to believe that plants can be grown without soil. Some people called us food terrorists. Like this is food terrorism. After that, when we started doing a lot of turnkey projects for other people, we faced some issues of bad debts, people not paying our money. When we started with our own farm, just after we set up two of our own farms, we started doing turnkey projects for other people. So we did projects in Maharashtra, in Karnataka, in Bangalore also, a lot of those in Gurgaon, Delhi region. That was our primary source of revenues initially till 2018. At the starting of 2018, we stopped doing all turnkey setups, and we thought that we want to build a brand, like a fresh fruits and vegetables brand. Like if you know that you have to have a cold drink, you like Coke. For chips, you have to buy Lay's, but there's no such brand for fruits and vegetables. So we started focusing on that. We got our trademark registered. Our brand is called Chop Chop, and we started supplying at retail stores in Delhi NCR. We are live at almost 30 stores, including all the Future Retail and Reliance retail stores, and a few smaller premium grocery stores. So the fixed cost is definitely high. That is the sole disadvantage of hydroponics. It's very capital intensive right now. Since the time when we started to 2020, we've already been able to reduce our cost of setup by close to 30%. And this is the trend with all the new technologies like LEDs, like solar, like electronic cars. It's initially very expensive, but with time, with technology advancements, with scale, they start going down. So it's definitely still expensive because the traditional farmer usually doesn't spend on the infrastructure. They use their soil. Uh, the cost of an acre of setup roughly comes to around 1 to 1.25 crores per acre. A lot of our efforts go into marketing through our brick and mortar stores where we supply to. We have people who are present at the stores who basically tell the consumers about our brand, how it's grown, how sustainably the produce has been grown, what are the inputs. If they also show them pictures of the farm. If they like to visit the farm, they can also come to the farms on weekends, see for themselves how everything is grown, what are the measures that are taken in growing these products. And apart from that, all the general we were absent on social media, but we've recently started promoting our products to social media. A lot of marketing actually happens through our competitors also, which are like initial competition is always good. So we all of us, the smaller hydroponic growers, are educating people, sharing the resources, and making people aware about the benefits of hydroponic farming, and then promoting hydroponic products. Uh, Primarily, the most important thing is to, to get this into mainstream, to get this into growing staples, non-exotic produce. We will definitely need some incentives from the government. There are no specific subsidies to hydroponic farmers. Number two, as I also mentioned before, the technology is getting cheaper every year. So we are at our own farms. We have a continuous R&D facility. We test. We have different crops, which we are testing rice also. We are testing normal tomatoes also. We are testing onions and potatoes and everything else. So once we get a big breakthrough, and I'm sure a lot of other companies also in India are doing the same. They're trying to grow crops. They're trying to grow these crops in a cost efficient manner. So once we're able to get a breakthrough, we will definitely start uh, producing tomatoes, potatoes, onion, garlic, and probably in a few years also rice. And that is when we can, go to tier two, tier three cities to set up hydroponic farms to, if not ask the farmer to set up hydroponic farm, but at least employ them at our farms because they have a lot of experience into this, and then make them partner with them and work with them. So I'll say in terms of the innovation, their focus is more towards AI, robotics, automation, because of the fact that the labor is very expensive here. We also have that option, but we would not like to do that in India because there are so many people which are already unemployed. We would like to employ people at our farms who can, at least work at the farm. So we're not doing a lot of giving a lot of focus for the Indian farms in robotics, but in terms of what different in technology, all the US farms are giving a lot of focus on the robotics because they know that the labor is quite expensive. That is the same thing we focus there. Human labor is so expensive there that you would rather spend on a robot to do this job. Secondly, consumer awareness is much higher in the US, since this has been in the US since a longer time than in India. So people are aware, people love the produce, people, uh, the consumption of exotics, so-called exotics that we grow in hydroponics is like staples in the US. So they have to eat a salad with everything. So the demand is very high, the prices are very good. In the US, one very important thing is that the hydroponic produce is certified USDA organic, which also gives a lot of trust to the consumers that it's good for them, which is not the case right now in India. So like India is also catching up, but it's US is definitely ahead of us in terms of the robotics and the consumer education. So our actually the payments have been bad because of the general cash crunch in the market, but our sales have increased by 25 to 30%. So that's a good thing for us. People have started to care more about their health. They've started to focus on their wellness. They want to eat good food. They want to eat food which is grown in hygienic farms, which take all the COVID precautions as well. So we've seen a huge increase in our sales. We've seen a huge increase in our brand loyalty. So this has the COVID hasn't actually impacted our business. It's actually been good. In the next 10 years, what I foresee is that you will see a lot of bigger companies, a lot of companies entering into commercial scale hydroponic farms, maybe 100-acre farm. There are also, right now, also a few companies have started doing it in outskirts of Hyderabad. So you'll see similar such companies, bigger companies also entering. We've seen a lot of interest from Adani and a lot of bigger groups which have shown interest in getting into this. So you will see a lot of bigger companies entering into hydroponics. You will see a lot of non-exotic produce being grown, and definitely if some people get a breakthrough, we'll see some staples also being grown in hydroponics. So the technology will get better. You will see lots and lots of bigger companies doing this at a like a main. This will become mainstream in the next 10 years.
Sure, and we are at the top of our hour, Mr. Khanna. I do believe you have another engagement, so I will let you have the final word. Uh, any thoughts and comments that you want to leave for our audience?
Just so there are so many students who are listening to us, and it's very important for all the students to think about the agriculture scenarios in India. We face a lot of challenges in hiring good people in our company, and it's the same with all other farming companies. So it's very important for people to also consider agriculture as a profession. Because this is where this is the only industry that's still unorganized, and we really need young people to move this ahead. So I would we really want young people to enter into agriculture.
Right, and I think what you're doing here is displaying to the youth of the country that they can look beyond traditional ways of farming. There are a lot of other produce that can be cultivated in several other ways, hydroponics being one such. There's also aquaponics, which is catching up as well, and especially catering to the seafood lovers of this vast country. So there's a lot that can be done. Innovation helps. Go stay the course as well. So thanks once again, Mr. Khanna, for taking time out and chatting with us this morning on the Black Book. Folks, that's all that we have time for. Thank you for joining us in this interaction with Mr. Dhruv Khanna, the co-founder of Triton Foodworks. That's all that we have for you this morning on the Black Book Thought Leader Speaker Series. Thanks everybody for joining. Have a good day.